Hello everyone. So today what I'm going to discuss basically a journey of last 1.5 years, and that started when this LLM chat GPT by OpenAI came, and everyone was very surprised with the output it can give. So, and the first interaction and first some study and working around it, the thing I realized for enterprises, what we are missing to have this bonding with LLM or intelligence, machine intelligence, is that we are missing in our data structures, in our models, the ERD, the domain model we design that can interact with LLM neural models is somewhere we're missing these decisions. If you're working in an organization, you will see for structural processes we have SOP. So this structured way of how operations are procedures are happening, and but we don't have any proper model of uh, tracking the decisions, recording the decisions. And why this is important? Because you know in intelligence, it's a human or a machine. The thing is, it's basically an agreement on anything. And in my last this corporate world and working professionally, what I understood as a being human also, so if we agree on something, somehow as an intelligent being I follow that. And I found it also semantically with LLM a bit right. If you can make an agreement on something on that, then it produces the thing or try to follow that agreement. So in your prompting, whatever you are doing, if you can make an understanding, same page, can come to the same page with the LLM, then later whatever it generates, it's basically makes sense more, because it generates what you want. So coming to a decision, and everything, when it can find a decision and an agreement of things, and it tries to follow everywhere, every intelligence being we see even in animals and other things, you have to come to an agreement with that on anything. So I started writing this book focusing on this decision domain management. So it's almost like now 1.5 years I published it. It is some people finding it very good. What it does basically, it gives you how this automation, this procedural programmatic automation, and this strategic, tactical, operational decisions, and how they interrupt, and how this can be recorded, and how this can help. And I have proposed some very structured way of mapping from your O2C, P2P, all the life cycles, how you can level decisions, decision domains, and how you can bring them in a way, in a profiling way, scoring, measuring, that it can be a good data for the LLM also, for your knowledge base can become for any process life cycles. So, but yeah, I think it was too early. At that time, Copilot was not there, and then the Copilot came, and these all programmer jumped into this, taking help of AI coders, and it's improving every day by day. And then the thought came. Now this enterprise thing is will come later. I think I was a bit too early to propose these things, but the decision word came in my mind, and when I was working too much with this LLM and trying to code and trying to see how it can help, and it was doing so much garbage code earlier, and context window was too little. So how we can manage these things? And I figured out the thing. Now currently people are saying a bit like spec driven development that helps. So but yeah, end of the day, that has also some limitation, because it's end of the day some spec. Basically, it's not creating a structured memory or a structured context. So I was trying to see how we can do that. So the same principle, the first principle, what we're saying, that agree on something. So if you want to working with a machine and trying to make it generate something first, now come to an agreement. So I try to rethink the software development lifecycle, how we can do it, and I'm not going to change the agile or HDLC life cycle processes. But what I'm trying to say, look, if you are doing requirements, you are doing PRD, BRD, you are creating, requirements re-engineering sort of things, stories, epics, whatever you are developing, you can take help of AI. But then the next thing I'm saying, I mean, don't directly go jump to coding. Huh? Before that, you again engage and create all these decisions of your technology stack. How your MVC model will work, how your ORM will work, how your polyglot storages will work, what cloud, how it will interact, communicate, is it a microservice or not, how you are going to develop all these things. You discuss and you take the decisions that this is the thing, and you can collaborate here, different types of human and machines, and you can create some decision. You can you can call it a spec too, but yeah, it's a bit structured. I have tried to give, and so it can be linked with each other. So there can be a hierarchy. So each decisions, this TDR has a hierarchy thing. So if you go there, measure decision, architectural decisions, engineering decisions, implementation decisions, and then some decisions can be cannot. You need to take note, technical note, so you can have a memo or something like that. And how all these things can be recorded, and each of the document has a template. So you can have these templates there, and you can create lots of linked stories and implementations. And once you have that, you can just jump straight to implementation, so you don't have to worry much, and this will become your context for your project and linked context. I will show you, because I was failing to make people understand what I'm saying. So I created an agent, a live agent now, that can say what is DDSE and how it is I was envisioning that time. So later on, this implementation, CI/CD maintenance, all things can be connected with AI, but we are not moving from our 30-40 years learning SDLC life cycles, agile. So our human knowledge, our symbolic knowledges we have created, processes we learned, we harnessed, those we are embedding. That is the real collaboration. Yeah, human knowledge is now connecting with the AI. So this decision driven, I was trying how to show people, because I said these people thought like that, and in the meantime, people came up with this straightforward way of spec writing, and going directly with a spec. So no HDLC, no agile. So all these things suddenly sounds like no need. That is really, I think, bullshit. You can't do that. So those knowledges, if you cannot harness now and straight go forward for something, you are doing totally foolish thing. So how we can embed? I was thinking around this after publishing this thing and getting the feedback. People are not getting onto that, or not understanding how to get into this thing. So yeah, if you want to see DDSE, you can go there. There is a repository, all these things, how you can generate a template, or the structure, and how you can talk with the LLM, and how this can be a repository in your repository of the code, and how it will refer a code, how it will create a context. I will show you practically a bit, so no worries. So now then this thing came, when we came, this SEM I'm calling. So this is Agentic Contract Model. So this is a part of also DDSE foundation. So to build the DDSE, how these decisions, how these operations of agents, of machines can be controlled. So the approach is very much deterministic. So if you see now Copilot, you will see whenever you ask it something, it will create a to-do list. It got organized. It was not there earlier when they started, but they realized they need some anchor, some structure there. They will go more and more. Yesterday I saw this anti-gravity, and they also becoming more structured now, bringing in planning, task, making them visible. It was earlier a black box, now trying to bring it. So the whole idea is same basically. They are coming maybe slowly and building things. So I tried to say it a bit earlier that these are the things we need to make visible decisions. And now decisions are basically what we said here. It's an agreement. So I can say it's a contract, right? So this contract, basically what we are saying is, you have to make the first class citizen. So we tried this model, a framework, getting the framework, and this is a totally how this will do. So you give a goal to LLM or a target to LLM. Hey, I want to develop a login module or a feature. Then it's a goal for him, and it will start planning. So if you see the core concept of this, it's a goal. You're giving a goal to an LLM, a message, an intent. Then you may give it some context also along with that. That these are the files. You can know about all the tickets and other things on this context. Or if it is your programming, you can give some files or context. And how it will deal, how it will plan, that is currently based on if we don't give any defined thing, it will do it. It's general knowledge or learning it has acquired with a billion parameter learning. The company has trained it. But if you guide it, hey, no, these are the things, only by these tools or these capabilities you plan, then it will plan, but it will be deterministic because you are asking it to plan by giving your capability map. So what we are doing, we are creating some capability. Now what is capability? Capability is basically a set of tasks. So in your organization, you have so many operations you are doing: sales, purchase, invoicing, payment, payroll, all sort of activities. There are, you are doing some data entry, you are extracting some PDF value, you are handling, saving something in Excel. So all these activities, you are doing some data integration, you're doing some analysis. All these are your tasks you do. And a set of tasks defines a capability that if you do this task, then you can complete an invoice process. If you do this task, you can complete a procurement process. So a capability is basically a set of tasks. And in a set of tasks, there is a task, and a single task is basically you accomplish by using so many tools. You use Excel, you use PowerPoint, you use a software. So you use tools to accomplish a task. So what we did, we say, like, look, tools, you will understand in MCP, everything is tools now. So MCP has come to this level. They give the tools and they say, hey, we can't provide any security. We are giving some tools. You can search a file, you can write a file, this sort of tools there. You make it a bundle and you serve as with the MCP protocol. I'm saying, hey, why not we create a task? And it's another abstraction layer who bundles needed tools and gives security, governance, auditability, execution, transparency. And each task will have a very common nucleus. That nucleus we'll call LLM. So you write a task in a way, it has all these abstract processes that will make sure it is auditable, it is execution is transparent, it has a governance, it has a security, and also in the bounded context, it will also handle a tiny LLM call. We are calling it nucleus. So that nucleus thing is there, the tools is there, Then when you give this tool, task and capability combined, feed this LLM guy, he will give you a plan. And that plan you will be not surprised, because you know the capabilities you fed it, and it will never go bounded, because you made a contract with it. The prompt you said with the capability, that plan, that goal with these capabilities, it will normally, it will not cross. If cross, you have to make more engineering, and the contexts, you have to be in this context. You are keeping a context reference, because context changes in now you are using a file, maybe tomorrow you can update the file. So if you are referring a file, it's a problem. So we are trying to make a reference or fact referable. So this way we are making an execution OS or engine that basically making the whole thing deterministic. Now DDSE comes to play. Now DDSE becomes a capability bundle. Who gives all these capabilities? So yeah, so gives all these capabilities, this TDR creation, requirement engineering, implementation, like, or almost like copilot things you can do, but now it will work as you want. Not the copilot is more independent, LLM is doing whatever you want, but now when you talk with your this coding LLM, it will work DDSE way. And now what I'm saying, I'm not basically saying it's a theory. So I made it, because when I published SEM, nobody is understanding again. What is SEM? This guy is talking about. This guy is talking weird things, decision, this decision foundation, and then now he is calling a contract model. So now to make it more realistic, then I went for developing something. So this is something I trying to create a very production ready. Basically, it's our taking lots of time. So you can select any project here, any workspace. For now, it's think like your code project, your Git project. You can put it here, and once you get there, you can have your this machine learning environment ready. Like you have so many LLM provider maybe, so you select, I'm using this VLLM engine in my local machine with this Qwen 3, and then you need some embedding. You can use this your LLM provider can be also a embedding provider, but I'm using a separate one like Olama, nomic embed text. Then comes the magic. So I'm adding a coding capability here. So this is basically a microservice sort of plugin for this application, which is coming externally. It's not the part of this IDE. So we can have more and more capability, like financial analyzers with different things analyzers. We can have a PDF extractor maybe. We can have a reconciliation engine maybe. So we can create so many capabilities. So I'm creating a capability marketplace. And then each capability wise you will have indexing. What is indexing? Basically making the embedding. If you want to create a graph, so whatever you try, you do the indexing, and it will do some graphing, it will do some embedding. Okay, there are 60 embeddings, 118. So and it will create a vector search capability. This similarity search on the vectors, and I am creating some chat engine here which can chat with this LLM. So these are the core features if you want to create. So I made it visible to people so people can understand that these are the things you need to build a LLM enabled or AI platform. And now what it is becoming, I'm calling it an Omni Agent. So it can be an agent for anything you add here. The more capabilities you add, the more powerful agent it becomes. And like I have indexed it, right? This project I have indexed it, and the index, after indexing, it is giving me total memory, how it is, where it is, everything is connected for which class, like the layers. If you see, So I can see now, visualize now how this Angular chat app sample project I created to, how everything is organized here, how functions are connected here. Okay, how, so I have created some other layer also like findings. So if you can connect, you can see date files, hotspots. So while I'm indexing, I'm also putting some algorithms. It can also extract some tiny knowledge about things, that there are these things, because we have on code, we have lots of good parsers, so we can, while extracting, we can. So I'm creating a very rich graph when I'm indexing any project now, and so it is working currently for no TypeScript, JavaScript, Python, and Java. And you can see these relationships, you can, how they are connected with each other. So this is, I'm done giving the context. So context is ready, right? So context is now connected. Context is now something more relevant, and you can search now faster, because by context you can deduct, create a optimized path of embeddings to feed into this element. Now I'm trying to give you some ideas. So now I have this code explorer also, right? So here is your code, like in a copilot you do. So your code is there, huh? And now you can do like ask it about, okay, like you can also do this sort of mentioning, right? So I can say like tell me about this chat component in short. So while we are working, there are two sets, right? Now I don't want any DDSE. I don't want anything. I just only want to do brainstorming. I just only want to do discussions. Okay. So that is the send button. So if you press it, so we have this streaming thing where you can see all the streams, what is happening. So it is thinking, and in the background I have this thing running, right? So he is basically generating. So it's a thing like so something gone wrong, yeah, and it crashed. So let me start it again. Okay, so very simple desktop app into, okay, and I started it. So I have some decoration still needed and it didn't work. So I will call again. Tell me in short about this app. So that is also something I can ask it, right? And it is doing in the backend. You can see so many queries and vector search, streaming, and all whatever it is doing. You can see it here also. Huh? So the chat plan is started. It is working there, and so it will take a bit time. It is doing its now rag or this context we have created, searching in the context, and now it is giving you a result. So this is very typical thing. It's no DDSE, it's a copilot thing, simple copilot chat or ask feature you did. Now we move to a bit, really meaningful way how DDSE or SEM is coming. So the whole SEM thing basically, so it's in a developing mode. Lots of debug is there, lots of working, and you can see lots of thing I'm doing, and it's a very big platform basically now, because we are doing in a microservice, then again marketplace, then again this agentic, then this agentic execution, then this all DAG related task orchestration. So many things are there. So it's a big one. So now I will take you to, so what is this? I will discuss later. But let's go there. Where is the main gist? So here comes the thing. So DDSE thing. How DDSE works? So now I will create. I want to have a fix something. So I will call it like, let's do this. This chat service. So investigate the chat service and find out, measure issues and fix. So this is very abstract, very but it's a big goal, huh? So now if I call this as an, basically this as an intention, like we say it in a SEM, right? So we say it in a SEM, a goal. So I'm submitting a goal now to it, huh? Now it will apply DDSE on this goal. How it will do that, so I will show you, or I can show you. So these are previous goals, right? You can say. So it will propose, when I press it, it will propose you two plans. Currently two, I default two. You can make more plans basically, and it will give you plan. You can select like which plan you want to run, okay? And every plan will come up with tasks, and these tasks, like now how human is collaborating, you see these are fully generated by the given capabilities. What are the capabilities? I show you. So this is a capability browser to show you what is in the coding capability, basically generate artifacts. So I have created a small capability service or a microservice which is having, this all sort of context retrieval and artifact validation and all sort of TDR generation. So all sort of tasks I have bundled into one, and LLM, when I give the capability map to it, it understands. It can send. Do you want to generate architectural decision record, or a measure decision record, or implementation decision record, or a epic, or a story? So it understands, huh? And then it can, if you want to write code and do something, it has some tools initially I have created, it can also do. So there are basically two tasks, one for writing documents, one for writing code. So this is a single capability. Now this capability, if you want to change this, now you can change this a bit like that. I mean, you can drag and drop, so you can change the sequence. Later on in future, we can do more things with this task maybe. But now I'm trying to say this is the way to go. Now you have more scope to think that how to collaborate now. Each of these task now you can execute, and it will basically generate the things, and it will show if there is something, like it has generated 3 artifacts. These artifacts will come here hierarchy with the agile way, huh? So now you will find everything under epic, story, under story task, and the story has attached ADR, the idea, and all these things, they are connected. So all you are getting your agile and every idea thing. So I'll show you some other like this one. Like it has created the analyze content chat service, define improvement themes, create environment epic. Right, there is an alternative is giving technical decision document, and write a memo, then directly implement. Like everywhere it can create some, like identify root cause, generate team and measure decision, and create an ADR. So now everywhere it is giving. So here it is just going with one. It's initial stage. We are still trying to make this task more robust also. So I'm not enforcing it to always go with specific set. So it's figuring out. It can become more. So this is what I was saying. Now you can understand now, I think. So we given a goal, and it is all this capability I have fed it, the task I have fed it, tools I have fed it. Now it is giving me a plan. Okay. Now comes this laser replay execution thing. So now what we can do. Oh, I was trying to show you. Now I will give you this agent call. You see this agent now created this thing, and yeah, the planning started. So it's now initially planning. So in anti-gravity I also saw that they have given the way to do, and I'm maybe doing this video to maybe I get a bit late. People are coming up with ideas, because these are all I have published almost 4-5 months, and things are coming up. People are understanding that we have to organize our decisions, our plannings, and how to do that. So I was rushing a bit to communicate with you guys how these are. So most of the things are open source. You can pick it up, and it's feasible. I'm trying to give you the confidence and trust that you can do it even yourself. So now if I see the plans are yet not ready, it's creating the plan basically, and these logs are all coming basically from this SCM runtime we have created with Node.js. So if you want to get the SCM runtime, you just have to go in SCM. Yeah, you can go to SCM. The code base is there. Okay, and under framework folder in the node, now you will get all these libraries ready. Okay, all the packages are there, so it's open source fully. The runtime what I'm using currently is basically here. The planner is here, and there is a framework. You can do a simple code, huh? Like create the framework, then send it some, connect an LLM, then you feed it some plan or a goal, and it will run the basic. More you can improve it with adding more plans and capabilities. All guidelines are there. If you want to use, you can use. So we will go there. Oh, so we have two plans now. Look, so it is saying the no, it is awaiting approval in a task board. So this is the plan it is given, and I can choose it now. So this, if I have to select, so this is plan A and plan B. It is given analyze chat service code, document measure issues, implement fixes, and then giving a plan B, generate technical design demo and identify root causes. Okay, so but this sounds more accurate way to go, right? So I select it. If I select it, it will giving me the way to execute the plan. If I click it, it will execute. There is the task also. Now if I want to add something, my capability list is basically too small now. So I think, and I have not created a proper way to go a bit detail from the UI yet. So API level LLM is doing a nice thing. So he is saying, look, context retrieve task, artifact generate EDR, artifact generate code. Okay, so these three task or execution he has taken, and these are basically one task like a microservice. I have composed their multiple tasks into one task, then for help of more abstraction, but you can do multiple tasks, no problem, it will work. And I have another task for context retrieval, right? So these are the things. So now I can execute it. Now if I start executing it, so it will now execute. Now if you want to pause, you can pause it, and it will start from there. Okay, so still I'm working on these things. So the task is the analyze chat service is service code. First one is running basically. So you have to see. So it is showing here something. Oh no, it done very fast, huh? It completed this thing and completed this thing also. Somehow the existing code are there because I'm working. So there is a way. I will show you how it identifies if already there is a MDD or a ADR or a EDR is available for the same thing. So if you can identify, it will go faster. It will not redo the work. In most of the cases, check if it is fine. Then and now it's trying to write some code, and it will generate some code, and same. Now when we go a bit next level, maybe I can give here more detail of the task, and the tool, maybe you can go in the granular level and change the tool also. So chain is basically three layer now. LLM, there is a capability map, there is a set of tasks, then there is for each task there is a set of tools, and everywhere we are breaking it down. LLM can work, and human can work. So I'm giving a UI where human can work basically, and today it's a bit working good. It is still, it is under construction, but it has a shape now, and it has a very good shape, I think. So let it work. So it's running some job, and I think the task code I have written, I need more and more time. So it's running its task basically now, task in progress. So this is fully microservice based, a desktop ID, but in a client and server way. So there is API gateway, and there is WebSocket communications happening. This is also a web version is available. This is basically Electron developed with React, and it's happening. most of the code, initial code was done by me and these documentations and other things, and then yeah, GPT is a good helper here. I'm helping GPT, taking GPT, but it is not that what you think. It's almost 2 months I'm working with GPT to come to this level. So don't think like, GPT can give these complex things. If you give it, ask it something, it is tedious. At some time becomes very hard because it can go fully wrong. And when the context is bigger, so this is why basically we are creating DDSE, so it doesn't get lost. Because when you are maybe when I'm working on this overall progress feature, it needs lots of time, because how this progress bar is coming and why it should work this way, what will happen if I click the replan, what will happen if it is not selected. So all these rules and the SEM, how the SEM runtime is coming here, and because this task is not happening basically in our SEM, it's fully SEM runtime basically. You can reuse that, and which is basically you can also use LangGraph or this MS agentic framework also there as execution engine. So I sounds like it will take a bit time somewhere. Okay, it's not going anywhere yet, the last part. So I will show how what is happening now. Now you will see there is a DDSE, and now here everything is basically coming. You see lots of things I have developed, and you can see how each template. So these are the templates basically guided and created by basically following the template we have shown here. All the templates we have done. So this template framework we have. So these all templates basically you can go and download here. See, so these are the templates. You can see and how these templates are, and basically taught to it. I mean, context in the context. It's creating the artifacts. And now I have not made a way to the code changes to go to the code yet. The task is not yet. I'm touching the code, but we will add this task. The EDR, basically EDR, I think completed the task, right? So if I go there, it's taking a bit more time. Okay, it's coming now. It's still running. It's 100% progress. 3 done. Okay, and okay. So let's go there, and then so you have your all Scrum. So all your epic, this epic thing, and which epic is connected with which ADR. And all these things are here basically it is taking care of. Okay, and we are making a way to visualize it nicely here like a tree. So all these will also, you can get a visualization in the hierarchy tab. And UX is also we are working, but their task I have not created yet in the capability. So now it's you can think like, so architecture is very easy now. So you just see a problem and you think that, okay, I have a capability, this capability has this feature, I will add. So this coding capability is giving these tabs only basically. I will add something more, maybe we will make some way of making tabs more. What anti-gravity has done, it's also giving some tabs for everything. So so these things also can be done. But so far the architecture is very strong. So goal is completed. So if you go there, now you will see this completed status, but you can run it again if you want. Okay, but you will see now everything is done, and the things and codes are basically generated there. So this is what this journey was, to make an collaboration where on the decisions, on the planning, on the task, on the tool selection, LLM and human can work. And I think I'm almost there. So guys, I'm really happy today. I mean, this is working in a way end to end, but yeah, there are so much far to go, far to go and make it done. Like this is stop button is not stopping yet. So this is isolated. I have to stop it then. Okay. So yeah, there are so many things, but this is very used. It has become very used a very big platform now, so many executions and so many small things, and so many validations. But I think I have captured it. I have captured my this journey of book to this DDSE and to this SEM now. So SEM made everything possible. That is the you know best discovery or work I think so far in the last 1.5 year I have done. I'm thankful to God. Something now I don't know, because I'm not a open source contributor full time or something like that. But yeah, I have a job to do, and I do these things basically on passion for learning, keeping me relevant. Yeah. So I hope you understand. If you find it fascinating, wait a bit more. Okay, we will come up with you know uh, something that really you have the control, and you don't have to lose your Scrum, you don't have to lose your Agile, okay, or your this 100 years knowledge just for some LLM can do it. But you can now, with your knowledge, you can connect LLM and do it more smartly, more faster, more precise, without hallucination. So yeah, best of luck. Bye bye.